afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Danilo Acquisto, and it's so good to be with you today. However, we have to start the show off today in a very solemn note, as you know. Before we get into it, everyone here at Afternoon Express would really like to extend a sincere condolence to the family and friends of South African musical icon, legend, and the star himself, Hugh Masekela. He passed away this morning after a long battle with prostate cancer. I thought the best way to celebrate would take a short moment of silence. Now, this man brought so much joy and flavor into our lives that the best way to celebrate would to bring that joy and flavor onto the show today. It's the first cook-along of 2018, and because we're going to be making it a Tasty Tuesday, it's time for that show that we're going to be putting together for you. Before we get into our special guest, however, if you want today's recipe and the shopping list items sent to your device, you simply SMS the keyword EAT to 33650. Those SMSs are charged at R1.50 each, and no free SMSs apply, so just remember those details. We're also streaming live right now on YouTube, so you can keep your device handy in the kitchen and follow along in full HD, step by step, as the recipes unfold. And you can also find us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. We're asking if you've got any questions for our chefs on the show today. Now, don't forget, you can also call in live for the show, onto the show. 021 430 9881 is the number you can give us a call on. We'll take all of those questions live on the show. Interact with us. It's a brand new year. This is your show, your cook-along. Make sure you engage with us on all social as well as our telephone lines. Now, if you get stuck along the way or just have any culinary questions for our special guest, and obviously I've mentioned that he's a very cool guy in the loft with us today. It's somebody that's even out of this country. You know, you say someone's out of the world, he's out of this country. He's a man all the way from Nigeria. He's one of West Africa's most popular celebrity chefs. He's founder and executive chef of The Cookie Jar. It's Chef Eros, and today he's teaching us all about his own traditional Nigerian cuisine, and Jeannie's with him on the couch.
I am indeed, Danilo. Now, Chef Tolu Eros, welcome to Afternoon Express.
I love the way you say my name.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I really love your name because in Greek mythology, Eros is, of course, the god of love.
Yes, it is. And I always say, as Eros is the god of love, my love is food.
Oh, well, you know what? So is mine. Although I'm a sucker for a pretty face as well. So welcome to the show. What brings you to South Africa?
Food.
Tell
Exploration of food,
Yeah.
life, just, living,
Yeah.
living a little. So it's a mix of holiday and work. So I'm trying to get some holiday in, some good rest, but at the same time, I'm trying to push African food, and I'm trying to learn a little more about African food too. So I'm here exploring the coast, cooking a little, about to cook, and just talking about food, meeting new people, and just taking the brand to the rest of the world.
I mean, what a great time to have. I think that's what life is all about. That's actually my favorite thing in the world to eat, to eat, to meet people, and to travel.
Yes.
Now, where did this love of food come from? Because, I mean, you started already at 19, so this is something that you knew you were going to do. So you really honed in on that.
Yes, I mean, I think the love for food has really just been on the inside. So I love to eat. I love to travel. I've always wanted to travel. But I think when I went into university was when I really began to find food. It started from something as simple as chicken. So I remember I would season chicken and I would sell to my friends in freezer bags, and just the different ways people would cook them and get different results. And then I found myself in a job. The first job was ever I did was a bartender, but I quickly moved into the kitchen, and that just made me realize that there's so much about food that I don't know. The hustle and bustle of a kitchen, the stainless steel, the fire, the shouting, the chaos. It's so the adrenaline, It's almost like traveling every single day, and how everything in that kitchen comes together in one station and is passed out to a guest. It's a journey that you're taking them through in their mouth, but then it's a journey that the food and the ingredients have gone through in the kitchen. So really, there's already so much love in the kitchen, and it transcends to the table, and then, it's love all around.
Is it true that you opened like a restaurant at 19?
No, 21.
21?
21.
That's insane.
Yes, I mean, it was probably the toughest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because at 21, what do I know? I just moved back to Nigeria from the UK, a degree of international business management, so I didn't go to culinary school at the time, you know.
Oh, so are you all self-taught?
Yes, self-taught.
Wow.
So I cook from the heart. I always say the recipe is not the Bible, it's just a guide, you know, and you see that happen today, and that's how I grew up cooking, you know. I grew up cooking without a recipe, you know, just trying it out and love just cooking. I let my instincts tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So yes, I started a restaurant at 21. I ran that for about 2 years. I had worked throughout my life, whilst I was schooling in the UK. I was working a bunch of different things, you know, from being in the kitchen through to working in a restaurant, you know, through to even customer service, you know. And I think at the age of 21, I thought, you know, it's time for me to start my life. And so I moved back to Nigeria. I got people to invest, my family mostly to invest, and we started a restaurant. 2 years later, I thought I was done. But then, as God will have it, I was back in the bakery. This time around, in the bakery.
Okay, now this is a classic story for me, because whenever I hear about your bakery, it reminds me of that song, that you can't keep my hands in the cookie jar. So your bakery is called the Cookie Jar.
Yes, yes.
And apparently it is the best bakery like ever.
Apparently.
Tell me about it. Because, you know, you said that cooking is a flair, and you self-taught, and it's about... So I believe that. I believe cooking is all about having a flair.
But baking is a completely different
Baking is
story.
science.
So I feel like baking and having to learn how to bake really crafted me as a chef and in the kitchen, right? Because with baking, you have to follow set recipes. But then what I learned in a very short time of baking was that it was really about the ratios and the technicalities behind the baking. And then just the little things you can do. Oh, wow, yeah, that's a huge cake.
I mean, really.
You know, I've been tasked with a lot of things, you know, and this is a guy who didn't go to any school to learn how to bake, and there I am baking cakes, you know. But for me, it was really about the taste. It was all about the pleasures that I put your mouth through. So the different layers inside the cakes, the fillings, you know, the sauces, the creams, and just learning how to do that. And just, I eat with my eyes first. I do everything with my eyes. I love things to look good. I'm all about luxury and lifestyle, right? And so I brought that into the bakery and really just tried to put love into everything. So I would say that love has been a huge part of everything that I've done with Cookie Jar. And now the transition of Cookie Jar into what it's about to be is going to be amazing.
I can't wait to see what you're doing. Because do you think there's a lot of pressure on chefs nowadays? You can't just be a chef. There's got to be a whole other world of creativity behind it. Like if you look at the top chefs in the world, they go into, you know, designing how you eat and what you eat. So the presentation.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we're doing now at Eros and Gourmet. So shortly after Cookie Jar, we started the food business, Eros and Gourmet. And we started off really small. And I like to take things gradually, right? Take a step at a time. So we started with canapes, which are like starters, right? And I already had dessert covered, so I put that at the side. It's like I got this on check, you know. And then we started with the starters, and then shortly after, you know, the scene in Nigeria, the food scene just started to blow up, and people were asking for food, fine dining, and I hadn't really cooked fine dining yet until I started cooking fine dining. And in the space of about a year and a half, Eros and Gourmet has grown to being one of the most sought after fine dining mobile restaurants. You know, so we're a mobile restaurant. We bring everything to your house but the kitchen sink. Literally. And I'm trying to even do that here in Cape Town as well. It's literally go into the store, buy all the things, we come back to the kitchen, we prep it, and we lay the table, we put the cutlery on the table, we'll give you your menu, and we serve you just like you're in a restaurant, just that it's happening in your house, your location, or your event. So we're doing small numbers of 10 to large numbers of 5. We did 500 people, guys.
No
500 people. Every single plate was identical.
And they've got to go out at the same time.
Yes,
There's
they
a
have
lot
to
of
go
pressure.
Exactly, a lot of pressure, but it's fun because I'm an adrenaline junkie, right? So I love the pressure. I love the pressure, and I just love doing what I do.
But that blows my mind about this food world that's now emerging in Nigeria and the rest of the world with such great talents. And of course with your fine dining, that it's taken you to a place now where CNN calls you the one to watch.
Yes.
And Forbes magazine says that you are known as the Billionaires Chef.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, and this really intrigues me, just, you know, as far as finding my future husband goes, what do billionaires like to eat?
Billionaires, they like to eat what they know, and they like to eat what they trust. So most of the times, they want to keep it simple. They're in a hurry, so it can't be anything that's too lengthy. So we try and keep it as simple, as original as possible, but we bring a flair to it. You know, a lot of them, at least the ones I cook for, they like rich flavors. So you see fagua on the menu a lot. You see truffle on the menu a lot. You know, but then they would still like to have it local and spicy. And it's great for me because that's exactly what I love to cook. I love to cook local food, local flavor, but just bring in that richness, that like luxury to it. And then the presentation is key, you know, because it has to look like it came out the magazine, you know, and that's what we try and deliver every single day.
You are magic, and I cannot wait to get into the kitchen with you. Thank you so much for being on the show. And of course, this is going to be so much fun for you because Chef Eros is going to teach me how to cook for a billionaire. So he's going to be back after the break for the Afternoon Express cook-along. We'll be right back.
Oh my word. Everything okay? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're wearing in-ear monitors. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and of course it is Tuesday, which means it is my favourite day of the week because I get to learn how to cook. It's a fantastic Tuesday cook-along on Afternoon Express, and of course we are joined by Chef Clem Pedro, the amazing chef of love, Chef Eros, and Danilo's here too.
What a great way to start the cook-along for 2018 with a little bit of Eros. Only a bit of Eros in the beginning part of the year.
I love Eros, and Eros from Mazati as well. I mean, he's got the voice. Oh, how's that voice?
Can you sing?
Can I sing?
Yeah.
Used to sing. I think I can still pull it off.
You want to try?
But I'd rather not, you know. I don't want to lose any points because my singing is not as great as my cooking, you know.
You can warm up your voice with a little bit of jollof rice, I hear.
Yes, the heat will definitely wake you up, but, you know, we'll keep it South African.
Okay, so obviously if you guys are cooking along with us, remember if you want the recipe and the shopping list sent to your device, don't worry about writing notes, please just enjoy cooking along with us. You SMS the keyword EAT to 33650, costs of R1.50 each, and no free SMSs do apply for those. We're also taking all of your calls live. If you have any questions at any point throughout the show today, 021 430 9881. And if you get stuck along the way and you just have a question for our guest as well, you're welcome to go send those through. And we also are on our social media accounts. We're streaming live on YouTube. Tweet us, Facebook us, Instagram us. We love hearing from you. We'll read through all your comments and get through them on the show today. All right?
Amazing. So we're ready to begin. Now I have a little, what's it called? Confession to make. This whole holiday, I didn't go into a kitchen once, unless it was to fetch ice for my cocktail. So, we're getting ready?
Yep.
Right, you ready?
To cook,
I'm ready.
to learn, and of course, jollof, which I should be completely trained in already because Clem has shown me how to make it once before.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
You don't. Okay, I'll remind you. Clem, is it the same thing we're doing?
It's not. Because,
there's a difference.
And I want you to explain why no two jollof rice recipes are ever the same. But while you're doing that, I'm going to chop some onions because, Dan, you're going to need some onions, we're going to need some onions. But talk us through this jollof recipe.
Okay, so before we get into the aromatics, right? Jollof rice. Jollof rice is such a staple. You know, it's one of those things that you eat like almost every day at home, and at least in West Africa. But it's like that party treat, right? It's that party treat. You know, you go to a party, if you don't have the jollof rice, especially the party jollof rice, which has that smoky element, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna miss out. So this jollof rice is the smoky style jollof rice with a little bit of South Africa in it, right?
There you go.
Clem did say that each one of them is different, so you've got your own signature.
Every single one is different.
So how are you making this one that makes it so unique to you? Like, what is this one? So you said South African elements. What are the elements of South Africa?
So first of all, we're not using the Scotch bonnets as we are going to be using the chili, the regular chili. It's still spicy, but not as hot as the Nigerian one, right? That's the first
He doesn't
thing.
think we can take the heat, Genie. You hearing this?
I don't want no red faces on
I
camera,
think he knows
right?
I can handle the heat.
And then also, I have a little kit down here, all right? So you can see it. They can't see it. I'm not going to tell you yet until it's time. That's the trick to getting that smoky, delicious finish the Nigerian way.
Oh,
amazing.
You can talk the talk, but apparently you can, like, we can hear it, you can sing the sing, you can cook the cook, you can talk the talk.
I think I can dance a little too. At least I can whine, you know?
Is that like became a DJ? You're like playing on
You know,
music,
maybe
DJing.
we should DJ off. Actually, I can't do it. You know, I'm gonna say on
I was
camera
getting
now.
into it, dude. I was getting into it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, so the pot hot. Now we need this pot really hot so that we can get the oil in there. So we're gonna put the
oil first.
Yes, oil first. So we're doing vegetable oil.
Okay, how much?
Well, we would normally put quite a bit of oil because you
More
see
than
that's
that.
the base. So a lot more than that. About 1/4 of a cup to
More?
a little more.
Wow.
That's the thing about jollof rice. A little more.
Oh, we are going slick.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Oops,
That's
and now
it.
I just
so
went
you want
over
to cover the
dinner.
entire base because the oil is really a huge part of the So that's gonna go in.
Because it
It's not
kind of
hot
carries
enough.
the spice through the dish,
Yeah, it carries
doesn't
the
it?
spice in, and you'd see we're gonna flavor this oil in a minute. All right. So I'm gonna. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Dad, I'm going to give you some onions. That's for your meatballs. I'm going to cut them a little finer.
All right.
Cool,
So,
that's perfect.
All right.
that's
I
about
await
enough
them.
onions.
Bring
And
it
what we want to happen now is for this to start caramelizing, right? So we're gonna add some salt and pepper in there just to carry it along. All right. Just a little bit there.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
And that's just onions.
And
I know,
that's
starting with
onions,
all
right?
those aromatics that are in there, it's like, I always say it, it's like the sign of a good home. If you can smell cooked onions, like cooking onions, it's the most delicious thing.
Okay, so while this is cooking away, I'll tell you about the base. Now, this is really
all about
the space, right? And this base is predominantly tomatoes.
Yeah.
All right, and the tomatoes you got some tomatoes, you've got some onions, you've got some. We call it tatache, right? Tatache is chili pepper, right? So you've got some chili peppers in there, and then you've got the Scotch bonnet, which is where the fire really comes from, right? Yeah. So all of that is put together
So
in
what
a
did you say
blender.
is a Scotch bonnet? So that's
Yes.
a Nigerian chili.
Like a chili.
Yes, so it's
Can I
called
tell you
Scotch bonnet,
something?
but we call it atarudu, if you can say it.
Atarudu.
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 Aturudu.
Atarudu.
I have a theory, because we were meant to have a DJ Spoo on the show today. today, and he said he had stomach problems. And I think it was because he couldn't take the heat with his chilies. He was worried that Scotch bonnet was going to be in there. And so we're sorry that we couldn't bring him on the show today, but DJ Spool, I hope you're watching the show and are learning about how delicious this is. I hope it's making your tummy turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to crack this up a bit. Can you crack this up and let's take that heat out?
Sure.
We go. Can I do that for you real quick?
Yeah.
You can pause.
I can do that for you.
When anyone asks me to work the stove, it's not...
It's not pleasant.
There we go.
Cool.
I can't say I've ever done it before.
So they're for the meatballs.
So can I gooi them in here?
Yes.
Sorry, gooi in South Africa in Afrikaans means to throw.
Throw it in there. All right. All right, so we're just waiting for this to heat up a little more.
I've got some roasted garlic for you. Is this for your...
yum.
There we go. So that can go in there as well. There we go.
All right, so yes, exactly. Squash that away.
Oh, that is yum, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, the smell of roasted garlic. And you know what I've noticed? You very rarely cook with fresh garlic. You always roast it first.
It just
Why
brings
is
out
that?
so much more flavour in the garlic.
That so?
It does.
That's why you're eating raw garlic. It's so pungent. After slowly roasting it, you bring out the proper taste of the garlic, that sweet aromatic flavour. It works well in any dish.
Cool. Just to update you guys at home, if you're cooking along with us, you can ask any questions on 021-430-9881 or on our social media sites. I've just thrown in some very finely sliced onions that Clem has made for me on that side into the mince that we've got here. This will be used to make what? Meatballs?
Meatballs.
So this is a fusion of West Africa and Italy, right? So we're making some Italian meatballs. We're pairing that with some West African jollof rice and bringing in some French carrot puree. Correct?
Oh, we are so international today on the show. I am enjoying it.
All right, so I'm going to throw in that garlic, about half that quantity. You gave me about 4 cloves, right?
That was like 6.
6? Okay. So
We don't play with garlic.
You did tell me you liked garlic, though.
Yes,
so it's all
I do
going
like
in.
garlic. Should we throw it all in there? Let's go then. Like I say, right, every single person's jollof rice turns out very differently as the way you cook is different.
Yeah.
I always say that the recipe is not the Bible, it's simply just the guide. So you can put as much garlic or as little garlic as you would like, all right?
But you know what? As far as, like you said that you do fine dining and that, I always think when you know you're going to a good restaurant and somebody asks you what it is that you want or how you want your meal done, I think always to chef's recommendation is how it should be eaten.
Yes. Yes.
That's my little...
All right.
The world according to Jeannie, my 2 cents.
Okay, so next is tomato puree, because we want to cook that down now. All right, so I'm going to add some of that tomato puree in
The first time I'm seeing a jollof with so much Caribbean influence, using the thyme, using Scotch bonnets. But like you said, it differs, right?
Yes, it differs. But then this is, how will you say, the way my grandmother cooks it.
Could you like seafood in it? Is that a thing as well?
Yes,
Jollof
so
and...
I mean, for Christmas, my Christmas special was the jollof rice paella. Now, it was a seafood jollof rice paella, made like this, transferred into the paella pan, put on the stove, and then we topped with all the seafood, covered it and let that steam just cook the seafood.
Heavenly.
It was delicious,
This smells
aromatic.
perfect for that, like perfect for seafood dishes. It smells amazing. Clem, can I quickly ask you a question? So when it comes to making these sort of meatballs, do you season the mince now?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so you put onions and you season immediately before you cook them. Okay.
Absolutely. So you got salt and pepper there. I'm seeing that you got some egg yolks as well. So you use eggs in there to also like give that a bit of texture to the meatball as well?
Yes. So and it acts as a binding agent, right? So it's a binding agent. It combines. It helps the meatball hold together, and then the breadcrumbs are really just gonna really dry it out and hold it a little more.
So
right?
all of
it's
this, yolks and whites.
Yes.
Yeah,
all of it.
no yolk. Go for it.
Don't do it.
No, Clem was
That's
actually he was going for a pun there. I don't think anyone picked it up. He was saying no
It
yolk.
was you.
All right, and then we're gonna go in with some ginger as well.
I had a ginger shot this morning, so I'm full of it. It's delicious. The best
Haven't
thing
you
you
also had
can
a ginger boyfriend?
What?
Just checking, you know.
I am a ginger sympathizer, though, so...
All right, and now we're gonna go in with. Do you want to help me with that?
Yeah, of
Gradually,
course.
love. All right, don't get my white shirt stained.
I never mess, darling. I'm neat as anything.
Okay.
Look at that.
And as you can see, as you're adding in the paste in, it's absorbing a lot of that oil, and now we're making the base. So
this
now
is
we
gonna
have
be
that
so good.
delicious base. So we're gonna spice this up with some stock cubes if you want to just.
Stock?
Yeah.
I thought this was fudge when I came in here this morning.
That would have been interesting.
Don't
She
you
threw
think
that
it
in her
looks
mouth.
like fudge?
You want to taste it?
I almost did this morning. I was like, oh,
All
fudge.
right, so if you want to grind that in, like mash it in.
break it up.
Break it up.
Okay.
In there.
So
Just
I
go
think
in
there's
there.
such a trend of going back to traditional food right now, and there's such a huge appreciation for African
How many?
food.
We can do.
And is
we
that
can
something
do
you've
3.
noticed? Like, have you noticed that trend as well, Chef?
Yes. Yes.
And it's amazing. It's great. like restaurants as well are going back to their African roots and serving jollof.
But explain something to me then, because South Africa doesn't necessarily have one particular culture or anything else. We're quite an international country when it comes to experiencing food. So what would you say is uniquely South African that you're hoping to take? What would you say is a South African way of cooking or style or?
You know, the truth is, right, and I'll be very honest here, I haven't actually tasted a lot of South Africa.
You haven't?
And no, and I've been here, what, 8 days? If I combine my last trip and this trip, it's about 8 days in total. And all I've been getting is a lot of like intercontinental, like French, Italian, you know, American, but I haven't really gotten any local South African, aside from the sausages, the boerewors. That's about it.
Have you come to the right place?
Yeah.
Because basically we are the mothership of fantastic knowledge of restaurants. And I think I'm going to have to take you out.
You might have to. So I'm going to cover this lead and just let that do its magic. All right. And then shortly after, we'll add the rice, the stock, some water to carry it along. And we just keep adding more water as it's cooking along just to make sure that it's like, you know, it's cooking well.
Tell you what South Africa? Oh, I just want to ask him to do me a favor, just one quick favor, please. If you're at home at the moment, you want him to try something that you think is uniquely South African, what would be the only dish you think he should taste? If you had to only taste one, what would be the dish he had to taste as the only South African experience he could have? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat and use the hashtag Afternoon Express. We'd love to hear from you. Now you guys can continue.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So we've got some time. So is that going to go in now?
Yes, that's going to go in now.
Okay, you got the bay leaves as well. So you're adding all of these things in now?
So we're going to throw in the thyme.
Ooh, smelling good already. Can you smell that? So yeah, thyme goes in. Now, traditionally and locally, we would use the dried thyme. But I find that fresh is always better.
Yeah, absolutely. Fresh is nice and supple.
Speaking of fresh, if you guys have just tuned into the show, do not worry. We're in the middle of our first cook-along for 2018. We've got a very cool dish we're making in the kitchen today. Basically, all that's happened is we've poured in all of the delicious tomato flavors that are in there. You've got your onions in there busy simmering with your oil and now all your herbs. Okay, I'm getting it right. And I'm basically starting to prepare the meatballs this side. You've got your fresh mince. We've thrown in some finely diced onions, a little bit of breadcrumbs and some seasoning. I'm going to be kind of continuing with this. And then after the break, what's happening?
The rice is going in, the stock is going in, that's going to start cooking, and then we're frying up some meatballs.
Lovely.
We're going to roll those meatballs out first now.
Lovely. So stay tuned, ladies and gents. The cook-along continues after these. back to the first cook-along of 2018. This is Afternoon Express. Chef Eros is our chef today. And we're making the most delicious jollof rice ever. And if you guys want that recipe, you SMS the keyword EAT to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Free SMSs don't apply. And we're also taking your calls live on 021 4309 881 if you have any questions along the way. And we're also taking those questions and comments on social. Now, before the break, we asked you guys at home to share what dish should Chef Eros have, because he hasn't had much of a South African experience, he says here, in the 8 days that he's been in South Africa. And he said, what dish should he have? And so it seems like tripe and samp are the two things that they think you should probably have first.
Well, then I'm definitely not taking you out.
Samp. What
Samp.
is
It's
samp?
a
It's a type of maize, yeah.
Yeah,
Maize?
Maize.
Okay.
And we spoke
And
about
does it cook like a mash?
No, you can. That is called stump mealies. Yeah, there we go. Exactly.
Do stop what you do. I want to stop.
It's so good. It's so good. We spoke about tripe before.
Yes, we did,
started
and
the
we
show.
actually have that here locally in West
And
Africa
you
as
call
well.
it?
We call it assorted or intestines.
And I love
Assorted. Is that because it's
It's like a mix of like different types of parts of the tripe. So it's
Alright.
like, you know, the really gutty parts and then like the string. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All right,
I love
so-
it.
Ladies and gents, let's recap what we've done so far. In case, obviously, if you're at home and just tuned into the show, you want to know what the heck are we making and how did we get here? What have we done so far, Chef?
Before we go on, I mean, are you those balls? They're
He's
huge.
asked me to make the
Two different sizes, right? So two different sizes, just presentation, you know, just play with the eyes. So small ones, more small ones, and a few big ones.
I'm focusing on the big ones, all
we
right?
started off
That's
with a
all I
lot of
know.
oil. So it starts with quite a bit of oil, about a quarter of a cup to half a cup, depending on how much rice you're cooking. And then in went the aromatics. So we threw in the onions, cooked that down, added some crushed garlic, and then the ginger. And then we added the tomato paste, and then the blended tomatoes, which was the onions, tomatoes, peppers, well, tatache, which is chili peppers, and the scotch bonnets, which we use some smaller chilies, which are sort of like spicier. And then we added some more aromatics. So the bay leaves have gone in, the thyme has gone in, and so has the curry powder. Now, then the rice comes in. We've mixed that through. We've added some stock and a little bit of water. We covered this, reduced the heat to medium, and just let it do its magic.
Show them what's going on inside the pot. I think they want to see.
You ready, guys?
Yeah.
Looks like mama's stew.
Now, in about 5 to 10 minutes, the rice is going to rise. You know, it's going to absorb all that mixture, and then
yummy.
we can start the magic finish.
Hey,
The magic finish when I open my drawer. When I open that drawer and put that magic thing over it, that brings in the party.
I feel ignored this side, ladies and gents. I've been
Okay,
rolling
so I
my
apologize.
different sized meatballs, okay? Some big and some small. Been rolling them for the last while. And so basically I've just made the mixture over there, a little bit of seasoning, onion, and I've thrown in the mince, right? So now I've made the different sizes. What? Do now I have to grill them?
Yeah, I've got some olive oil behind over there.
Yeah, and then what we're going to do with the... Yes, I will help you.
Thanks.
I'll be glad to.
A little bit of olive oil in the pan and we're going to grill these up.
All right, so olive oil goes in the pan. Just
This
a
is
little
not traditional. I've never seen meatballs in a jollof rice.
No, it's not going in the jollof rice. It's no, don't put that in here.
Woo!
Okay.
Sure.
Get that.
And for those of you who've been following us on social media, you will
All
also
right,
know
just to
that
wake that up a
DJ
little,
Spoo was
and
meant
then
to be
there
with
you
us
go.
today.
Reduce this heat, baby. How do
But
I work
sadly,
this
he's
out?
suffering from
Bring
food
that down,
poisoning, so
so
he's
you
not
bring
able
that
to be here.
Okay. And then you bring that all the way down to what kind of temperature you want.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so go in.
Cool. So, but I mean,
Big ones and small ones.
we're going to get DJ Spoo back, right? He's going to have to join us in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I mean,
he is, when he's feeling a little bit better. So today he's feeling a little rough, but when he's feeling a bit better, he will be here live in our loft cooking with us.
and, I mean, I think you should let us know what he wants. Maybe something mild, you know, to kind of ease him in. So you should let us totally know what he wants to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Flat cola and dry toast with Marmite on it, no? Isn't that what's
Easiest
best
cook
for
along
your tummy?
ever. Easiest cook along ever. We should totally do that. Chef, can I get some of those chilies? I think I want to like kind of spice up. We could do like individual portions, right? If you want some extra heat.
Extra heat, extra heat.
Now, why did you turn the heat down on that?
Just so we can cook through, you know, and not burn on
Really?
the outside. So
Okay.
yeah.
I find
So
that with
slow and
meatballs.
steady.
Slow and steady does it.
Does it?
Does it,
Dan,
yeah.
you
And then
challenged our guests quite a few times to a chili tasting. How about today you kind of like...
Oh, I'm definitely down for that today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because as it is, he's
Wait.
on fire. He definitely needs a little chili in his
Are we
mouth.
joking?
No. You've always done this to our
I'm
guests.
with
So
them
how
on
about
this
like
one.
today you're like...
Yeah.
You
You
know?
basically are hyperactive right now. You need to be cooled off.
I'll do it if you do it. I'll do it if you do it.
And our meatballs are cooking
I
delicious.
swear.
You did a good job.
If you were in on this at home and you were busy tweeting through to the show to ask this to happen, I'm coming for you. I'm watching it.
Are we doing this?
So, yeah, you are.
Let's do it. Okay, cool. So,
That's what's happening.
green or
I'll
red?
swap sides with you.
Let's go, let's go.
All right.
Green or red?
No, aren't you doing this with me?
You two are doing
cool.
it. I'm the referee.
Okay. I've heard that green chilies are not as hot as red chilies.
Who told you that?
I don't know. Is that not a thing? Oh, habanero. I'm just gonna go with the
Pull
green
the
one.
trigger and find out, big boy.
Okay.
Come on, Ken.
Okay. I'll go for the red one. I mean, I'm not.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
1, 2,
To
3.
2018.
Go.
No, eat it.
Okay, go. Let's go.
1, 2. Yo.
This is about to turn red, guys.
Swallow.
I've had ice cream that's spicier. What's up? You're changing color though.
No, it's actually fine.
Yeah. But good luck for you for getting that green chili, because it's not as bad as the red.
It's not as bad as the red.
It's not as
Okay,
bad.
really, it's not as bad.
Look at your face. No, I think that's quite big of you to
We
do
do
that.
have paramedics,
And maybe
right?
next time. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yo, even my gums are burning. Is that a normal? Is that
You're
normal?
changing color. Like why your ears are gone like as red as
You're
this.
sweating, Danilo.
You're on, I don't sweat, eh?
Your forehead looks like it's crying.
That's so awkward. Guys, is it because are your gums meant to burn? Is it like a thing? If it gets that hot that your gums
You should
burn?
be worried when you start hearing ringing in your ears.
Oh, I'm gonna get hiccups. You know
Should
those
you be
hiccups?
sweating out of your ears? Weird.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so I'm just gonna stick to the meatballs because clearly chili's not my thing.
So now, Chef Eros,
Do you have like a heat tolerance, chef? Like
Yeah, I mean, I can handle my heat.
You can?
I can. I
Absolutely,
definitely
I
can. I'm not going
agree.
to join you guys with the raw chilies, though. Yeah. Don't want to scorch my taste buds.
All I'm gonna say is if I ate that chili and had what DJ Spoo had, it would have been a terrible morning after. It would have been terrible.
well, you know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
You
know what we're gonna do,
Let me see you do it. I handled that heat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, here goes. Oh, no.
Is she going?
Genie? Oh,
I
what's
can
this?
totally handle the heat of chili.
Now I feel like I'm the only one.
I
who's
know,
left.
thank you.
Come
I'll
on.
join you on the green, okay?
Oh,
I'll join you
good,
on the
good
green,
job.
huh?
Yo,
It's quite nice.
It's lovely.
Oh, that's
Oh.
very nice.
Dude,
it's
this
actually
isn't
got a lot of
spicy.
flavour.
It does.
joking.
It doesn't
Yeah.
just have heat. It's got like nice
Flavor.
It's
flavor
got
to it.
flavour, not just heat.
Okay, it is
See?
spicy.
Feels like
You
a
don't
pepper
see my
with chili.
forehead crying, big boy.
Well done, Jeans. Well done to you.
Pleasure, darling.
All right, so we're trying
I
to cook
can't
this
wait to
around
taste
as
that,
much as
actually.
possible. Just keep it stirring and around, you know, just getting all the edges cooked through. And then in a minute, it'll be strong. It'll be firm enough for us to. Like,
He's kidding you.
I had to, you know, yes. It's cool. It's cool. I'm totally cool. Breaking a sweat.
I'm not crazy. Those green
We're all
ones work.
fine in
Those
this
green ones
chili.
are hot. They're
Thank you.
definitely
We're
hot.
Thank
all
you very
fine
much.
in this kitchen. It's just in the ad break, we're all going to need a little bit of yogurt for milk.
Yeah. Whose idea was this again?
No, I think that we should do this all the time.
Explain something too quickly. Just while we're on this tips, I've seen you put thyme in there.
Yeah, flavor.
Is that just flavoring the meatballs?
Just flavoring
Did you
the
see-
oil that the meatballs are going in, so flavor the meatballs.
So why not
too.
chop them up into the meatballs? Why put it into the pan and fry it?
You know, French cooking, you know, pop the herbs fresh into the oil, you know, release those herbs, those fragrances into the oil, and then let that carry on in the dish.
I see. Guys, literally, I can't feel my mouth. Every time I close my mouth, it gets worse. It gets worse every time. My lips are so numb. I feel like I've been
We're
to the
gonna check
dentist.
on this jollof rice as I can see it steaming away, so we might need to add some water soon.
Must I mix it for you?
No,
we
no,
don't mix here.
No, so you can mix, but don't go all the way to the bottom, right? So just stir it
Let's
around.
grab
a
that
little.
lid so our viewers can see at home.
Yeah.
That is
Awesome.
going to look, that's going to taste so good.
So good.
And now that we've all had the chili, our metabolisms have been incredibly sped
Yeah,
up. Which means
I
we
can
can
feel
eat all
my
of this
stomach
rice.
like crying right now.
I know.
Give me food.
Can I help you out there for a second? I'm actually gonna make us a watermelon sorbet.
Oh,
So if you are
yes.
burning, I'm gonna help you out.
Either way, guys, we're going to have to skip gym tomorrow and do handstands in the shower, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, right? Handstands and push-ups in the shower. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. That's all I know.
Exactly.
It's looking good.
Great.
Are you happy with that heat shift? Do you want to have it a little hotter?
Yeah, on here, and maybe a little cooler on there.
Cool, Dan, do your thing.
Cool, I'll heat you up. Yeah.
Okay.
Turn that up. So we want to get we've kind of browned out the outsides, and I just want to speed up that process, which I get. And then we're going to go to the second one. Yo.
And so you put these chilies in there, hey?
I mean, we could do. I was thinking
Yeah,
about like the
because
chilies
remember
in
that
there.
movie, The Mask, when Jim Carrey goes, that's a spicy meatball, and he gets like fire going out of his ears. That's how the four of us feel right now.
Guys, I'm game.
Seriously.
I'm game.
Right now.
These guys will
do
all
that.
talk. They will all talk early on in the show, like, oh, Dan, eat the chili. And now,
And then
now they know.
now this is what we're going to do to that chili. All right, we're going to bring that chili in.
I feel thinner
A
already,
little bit of olive
though.
oil again, right in the middle there, and the chili can just.
Okay, yes, we're going to
We're doing
do this.
You got
Yes.
your olive oil? I'm
No,
gonna
but not
pass.
too much. We can't
Not
get
too
so
much.
excited.
No, what, you, Genie, like, go crazy, go
No,
crazy.
guys,
Do you
I'm
want to do
sorry.
it? Do you want to chew?
No.
Refuse to eat this, and that's how much you're going to put in.
Recommendations.
Just a word of advice. You might want to stand back because the second that oil hits the chili, it's going to start opening your sinuses.
Yeah.
You're gonna get X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Start coughing.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's coming. It's coming. There we go.
But can I tell you? Oh, yeah.
There you go.
He was right. No, but can I tell you something? Just a little bit of chili like that on a dish like this actually really does open your taste buds to that flavor. I find it really a lot tastier.
It's opening my lung buds. I don't know if like my taste buds, but...
Revenge is best served with hot chili. That's what I like to say.
Are you okay, Dan?
I'm doing just fine. Need some of that sorbet? What is coming up after the break, all right?
So we're going to do a beautiful, cooling watermelon sorbet using some yogurt. And did you know, when your mouth does burn because of like hot food, don't go for water.
Yeah.
Go for milk or go for yogurt.
Are we really going to make a little watermelon sorbet? You see, this is what happens when you don't read the script. You get a surprise just like you at home. I love that we just done that. That's amazing. I'm looking so forward to that. Yeah. So we're going to be back after the break with the surprise watermelon sorbet.
My son's name is JD. He's now 4 years old. My child is diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma sarcoma. It's a cancer in his left leg. Choke helped us too much in this journey with accommodation, transport, to make our journey a lot easier.
CHOC is one of South Africa's leading organizations who aid families stricken with pediatric cancer. Afternoon Express, together with my school, are committed to helping CHOC raise funds for a newly refurbished outpatient home. You can get involved by signing up for your free virtual My School, My Village, My Planet card today. Download the My School app, select CHOC as one of your beneficiaries, and you'll automatically be entered into a weekly loot.co.za competition. Together we can make every swipe count. Clover fruits of the forest. Creamy and fruity.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's a tantalizing, tasty Tuesday, and it's our cook-along, and we are all burning in the mouth at the moment. And so we'd obviously just love those sizzling summer days when you do eat those chili dishes, and obviously you're taking a chill by the pool, and perhaps you've had a bit too much chili, and you've been to the beach, and you've got some much-needed vitamin D. And then we've got a yummy frozen dessert that will help you cool all of that down when it gets just too hot. Not only is it refreshing and creamy, but it's seasonal and healthy too. There's a chili in the pot there. Clem is going to tell us exactly what that is and how to make it work.
But don't you think it's amazing how I planned all of this after I gave you guys the chili?
Yeah,
I think I deserve...
And it looks so scrumptious. Have you ever seen a sorbet that looks so good with all of those cool ingredients in it?
Exactly.
And healthy ingredients
yes.
too?
So are you ready to get into this?
Yes.
Let's talk about the ingredients we're using today, and they are seasonal. Strawberries and watermelon.
Lovely.
Really great, really awesome. Full of flavour, which is exactly what you want to do with the sorbet.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not going to try and use something that doesn't really have a lot of punchy flavour.
No.
Like, I don't know, banana sorbet? No. Exactly. Go for berries.
Berries, tart, lemon. Lemon sorbet is my favourite.
Absolutely.
So I always thought you could only really make ice cream if you did it in like an ice cream making machine or something.
Right. This is a no churning sorbet, which means you're not going to need the machine. You're absolutely just going to pop it into a dish in the freezer and you'll be happy.
Lovely. If you guys want the recipe, obviously you SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. It will cost you R1.50 and free SMSs don't apply. All the details will come to your mobile device.
Cool. So we're using Clover fruits of the forest. That's going in. Real fruit bits going in there. And you want that.
Yes, you want a little bit of texture. Clem always talks about texture.
It's very important. I mean, flat food for me just has like no point at all.
Totally.
Cool. To that, we're going to go with some strawberries.
And what's so cool, have you frozen those?
Little tip, yeah. Froze them, which is really cool. So it kind of helps the sorbet freeze a little faster because you're adding cold ingredients to it.
And it's also cool to keep in the fridge anyway. If you're making cocktails and mocktails and things over the, obviously the next couple of years, next year or so.
Just
you freeze these little bits like this, obviously, and you can keep them as little ice cubes. Gooi those in your drink, gooi it in your water, and make it a delicious treat. So
this word, though, it's your word of the year, isn't it?
Gooi.
Gooi.
Yeah,
everything, gooi.
Gooi
cool.
poppy.
Right, so let's pop those with a little extra bits of frozen watermelon again. Then we got some honey, and then some lemon juice. That's just going to cut through all the flavour, through all the other ingredients in there.
All the sweetness, I guess.
A little bit of vanilla.
Oh, yummy.
That's going in. A little bit of water just to help it all blend together.
That's so cool. I never actually knew that, because obviously you can make this kind of flavours with different kind of combinations of fruits and flavours as you go.
Give me another combination.
I can think of like a peach sorbet. Imagine I had a peach
sorbet.
How good would that be?
Absolutely, cool. That's all together. Everything's all nice and combined. Oops, there we go. Let the machine do all the work for you, okay? Once it all comes together, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Cool.
How fine do you want it, Clem?
Quite fine, right? Like that's enough. That's all good. It's kind of going to give you a smoothie consistency. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Well, totally. Have it as a smoothie if you
want to. Have it as a smoothie, absolutely.
Why not?
Just pour it in there. This is a freezer-proof dish. Just like that, pop it into the freezer. And then I actually find if you use fresh fruit, after about 4 to 6 hours, it really sets up. So that's another reason to use fresh fruit.
Quickly, 4 to 6 hours?
Yeah.
Is that it? Wow.
Then, just to help you along, I can feel the heat radiating off you.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mouth needs a bit of a, a little bit of a cooler downer. Wow, that's so nicely.
I'm even like impressed how well they came out.
Just one scoop's enough for now. Calm down, it's a new year, New Year's resolutions.
There we go. And it is healthy, I think it's great.
Lovely. I'll steal a spoon there from you.
There you go. Give
Delicious.
it a taste. This is really going to help you.
Sorbet to cool my mouth down. Oh, wow, that's actually really good. That watermelon that's in there just completely brings a whole new flavour to this.
Yeah?
You can't just taste the strawberry or just the watermelon.
How's that chili burn?
Gone. Except for my lungs. The chili is burning the lungs, as you know. Now, if you guys would like the recipe for this healthy alternative to ice cream, simply SMS Clover to 33650. It's as simple as that. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs don't apply. More of the cook-along after this.
Clover fruits of the forest. Creamy and fruity.
Made with love by Clover.
Express yourself.
welcome back to Afternoon Express. And wow, today has been amazing. There's so many new fantastic advancements on this table. What is going on here?
I feel like all I did was coin meatballs in a pan and I ended up with sorbet and a mash and a...
I didn't see that mash come from anywhere. The sorbet is amazing, but surely this is dessert, no? Or is this the palate cleanser before the lunch?
It's the amuse-bouche. Absolutely.
That works too.
So tell us about this puree, though.
All right, so carrot puree is very
Carrot
French.
puree.
Carrot.
Oh, yeah.
Carrot, right? Carrot puree is very French. But I love it because with this one, I've done some caramelized onions first. So it's a caramelized onion and carrot puree, and I just really love how it really wakes up my jollof rice, you know, and it adds a very international element to it. So what I would do is put a bit of carrot puree at the base. All right, top with some jollof rice and then the meatballs, and I always like to have a bit of salad or some fresh herbs, you know, so if we can throw some on there, great.
Amazing. And of course you've got your secret trick that you did with the rice.
Yes.
But we're going to get to your secret trick in just a little minute. We've got a caller on the line and his name is Right Now.
From Joburg, yes.
Hi Right Now, how are you?
Hello, Jimmy.
Are you well?
Thank you, I'm fine.
How are you doing right now?
I'm doing very, very well.
Fabulous.
And later?
Okay, Jimmy, I heard that you want to take Chef Eros to the
Yes,
restaurant.
I'm
for
taking
African food.
Chef Eros out, obviously. Look at him. I take all of our fabulous guests out. Okay, now where should I take him? What is your recommendation? What does
I
he
think
need to
you should
eat?
take him
that is-
to the location. You know why I'm saying that?
The location.
Chisanyama.
Excuse me?
You want him to take him to a chisanyama?
Let the man speak.
Not probably in the township, and maybe you can have your mukhodu and your set. It's amazing.
I love
And there's
mukhodu.
something that we call it a scope. It's a big head for goat. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's African food.
Oh, yeah. I think I should take Dan, though.
Yeah,
go,
I
yeah.
agree.
I thought this was about me. How did it come about Dan?
It's going to be a family affair. We all
Okay,
good.
that's fine. I dig that. Let's do
Okay,
it.
how does that sound to you?
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Okay.
You know what they are.
I don't know what they are, but they sound
Yeah.
great. They sound interesting.
I've
They
got a
sound-
feeling you're going to
scope,
tell
like
him.
they obviously getting a sheep's head, so they can kind of feed you the sheep's head, which has got all the flavors of whatever's inside the head as well as the head itself. So that's quite a good one. He's also offered I said a chisanyama, which is basically like have you had a braai yet in South Africa?
No.
Like a barbecue.
Okay.
So same thing. So you'll put some boerewors and some lamb choppies and
Nice.
things like that.
Nice.
But they make them deliciously in the location. So in all the townships in South Africa, they've got a lot of these chisanyamas, which are really, really delicious.
And
Make
the
it-
music pumps.
Really?
It's a
Yeah,
party.
it's
Let's
crazy.
do it. Let's
It's
do
a
it.
party.
Now, the sheep's head is going to be interesting because in West Africa, in Nigeria in particular, we eat the goat's head.
Oh, wow.
Right, it's a delicacy called isiewu, which is the goat's head cooked in this really delicious sauce with some local herbs in it. It's delicious. And then the other day I was having a dinner and I dissected a goat and I extracted the goat's brain. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna make some.
And what about trotters, which is like
The
chicken's
foot, right?
feet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Chicken or
No,
trotters?
Trotters
No,
is
trotters are
pig's
pig's
feet.
feet.
Pig's feet, yeah.
But then you also get the chicken feet. Like,
And we get
call
the
it-
cow's feet and we use that to make pepper soup. So we make like a
We
cow
use it
foot
as well.
pepper soup.
We use it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
How amazing. The cuisines are like quite
It's
similar.
quite similar.
Yeah.
Quite similar. Yeah.
all right, so we've chatted to somebody in Johannesburg. It's time for us to move all the way across the sort of coast of the country to Durban. Welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
Bunny chow.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing so good, thank you. What would be your suggestion for our chef today? What do you think he should eat?
I think he should try tribe and jekko.
Okay, so tripe and?
Jekko. It's like you know when it's like an African bread.
Yeah. It's the steamed
bread,
isn't
okay.
it?
Steamed
That
bread.
one, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, like dumplings.
Great
that gonna be
suggestion.
sauce?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's a
delicious.
sauce, yeah.
Thanks so much for the call. Have a good afternoon and thanks for tuning into the show.
Thanks.
Are we keeping track of the school? Tripe.
Yeah, tribe seems to be the one.
Oh, that means I'm not taking you out.
Why? No, you guys, we need something that makes you gotta take me out.
Makes Jeannie happy, yeah?
Yeah.
She needs something.
It's fine. You eat the tripe, I'll drink the wine. We'll be happy.
Great plan. Great. I'll drink some wine too.
So thank you so much for all the suggestions at home. It's been really cool to see the tweets come through with the hashtag Afternoon Express. Keep them coming. Share what you think would be a great local dish for somebody who's just arrived in the country. But all this talk of food has made me hunger.
Please, can we, okay, explain to to us. What has happened here?
Okay, so as I said, there is a trick to getting the Nigerian jollof rice. Yeah, unveil the Nigerian jollof rice. Right, and that is really the foil. So we close it shut with the foil paper and let it cook for about 10 extra minutes.
Yeah.
And then what happens is the bottom of the pot burns, and as it burns, it releases the smoky, fiery flavor into the rice, and as you can smell, it smells smoky, right? And that generally just makes the rice.
I thought we were going to have to say grace. I thought we were about to say grace.
I wanted your plate.
Do you want to do carrot puree first?
So that's,
yes.
That's quite amazing. And even the Spanish do that as well with their paella rice.
Yes.
It's called the socarat. It's that crunchy bit at the bottom, but actually like that smoky flavor through.
So it's not a
paella.
mistake. It's meant to burn at the bottom.
No, don't stop.
Throw your jollof away. It's fine. It's not burnt. It's okay. It's normal, right?
Yeah. And if you can see with this particular, with this jollof rice, right? Yes, rice on top. There we go.
Rice on top.
There we go. And then can I unveil this meatballs?
Sure, you're welcome to. And on that note, we wrap up the show.
Yeah.
How delicious. Obviously, tomorrow we'll obviously be off air from because of the cricket, but we'll be back on your screens again next Monday, the 29th of January. So jot it down in your diaries right now, and we'll obviously see you then. On this delicious note, it's time for us to say goodbye until Monday. Don't forget to support the Proteas. We are absolutely kicking bum. And I think it's awesome to continue to support them. Keep doing that, and I hope your jollof rice tastes delicious. Good night and happy eating.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.